4 o'clock in the morning, awake, right awake, and I know it's the Lord. I'm thinking about calculus. Seriously, Lord? I don't want to think about calculus at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I found myself in front of my computer looking up calculus for dummies. Why do we need calculus in life? And why would I do this? I mean, I'm over 50 years old. Been homeschooling 25 years. Why do I need to study calculus? Well, it turns out that one of our sons is taking calculus and is struggling. Oh, we'll use a different word for a different video, but he's struggling. He's a third of the way through the class. And I woke up in the early morning. How can I help him? Can't teach him calculus because I don't know calculus. I don't have a need to know calculus, nor do I have a desire to understand calculus. But this has been mulling in my head, was helping a homeschool mom in our Homeschooling Olympians over the past week as I'm developing this. Well, how do you create a boot camp for your kids when they've lost the love of math? And it dawned on me at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's exactly what I need to do for my son. I need to figure out a way, we need to figure out a way to come alongside him and get his nose away from the math lesson and help him see calculus from a distance. So there I am, 4 o'clock in the morning. Why do we need calculus? And I look up, what are some practical things about calculus? And I'm walking through the neighborhood and some cars are going by. And I thought, okay, well, is there a practical reason for calculus? Because I certainly didn't take calculus when I went to school. And of course, I learned very quickly that calculus is one of the most used mathematics in real life. Well, we don't see it because now we have a lot of programs and stuff that do the math for us, but there's very practical reasons, very practical applications for calculus. So why am I on here? Why am I talking to you as I'm walking? Sometimes when your kids are overwhelmed, you need to shove the curriculum aside, and I mean shove the curriculum aside, and step back and ask yourself why. Why is this important? You know, here's my son. He's in a boat. It's halfway filled with water, and he's sinking. He should have asked for help earlier. This is the first conversation. Okay, the life application in this challenge right now in calculus is that you should have asked for help sooner. You should have spent time with the professor and tutors and asked for assistance from your brother, who is a live-in math tutor, much sooner. So don't wait until your boat is half sunk before you ask for help. That is the first life lesson. The second life lesson is that there's a reason for everything that you learn, right? You may not go on to be a math major or a calculus whiz, but there are things in there that you can learn, and there are skills in there, fundamentals that will help you actually survive this class. So here we are, digging into calculus, not something that I want to do. And I need you to understand what dawned on me as I was looking through all the things that you would need to learn. When you look at the table of contents or you look at the lessons, it becomes completely and totally overwhelming. Because if you don't know why this thing is important, and if you don't know the fundamental vocabulary or symbols or basic skills, then you're going to get lost. And it doesn't matter what the lesson is telling you to do. You have to get away from this view and give yourself this kind of a view so that you can help your kids thrive in a subject like even calculus. So you may have kindergartners right now and you're thinking, Becky, I am not even going to touch calculus with a 12-foot pole, and I didn't think I was either. But it turns out when your kids are still at home and they're floundering, you can let them flounder, or you can help them step back and develop a battle plan so that they can actually survive. So that's where I'm at today, is digging into calculus, not from the perspective of I need to understand calculus or even that he needs to, but digging for the why and digging for the foundation. What are the foundational things that will help him thrive? So if your kids are struggling right now, understand that you may need to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you may need to take a big step back and try and get a better view of the why behind what it is that they're needing to learn, what it is they're learning at the moment. Dig in and find the core vocabulary, the core concepts that they need to master, so that then they can go on to actually conquer the material. So I hope that makes sense. I'm freezing. I'm gonna put my gloves back on. Talk to you soon.